Hello, it's Laura. I have a little haul video for you. I don't know how I feel about this one. Maybe you can give me your opinion and let me know if you think that I'm being too critical of my little haul from yesterday. I saw an ad for an estate sale happening with Manic Panic. And if you are not familiar, Manic Panic is an iconic fantasy hair color company. They're like the fantasy hair color company, at least at one point in time. I believe they've been around since like the 80s. They were really big in the punk scene. They, they were like it for the crazy hair colors, blue, pink, red. Every color you can think of, they have. So they are still around and doing very well. And I don't really understand why they have all this stuff that they had. I mean, I know, like I said, that they were big in the punk scene and stuff. And back in the 80s, the punk scene was also very heavily connected to thrifting when thrifting wasn't cool. So I don't know if this is why all this connected. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, they were doing an estate sale because they had a whole bunch of vintage clothing, vintage shoes. They had like a bunch of wigs, some accessories, belts, bags, things like that, that they were going to be getting rid of. They're moving their shop location. So it seemed exciting. The advertisement said that the prices were going to be really good because they have to get stuff out of there. So I was like, okay. And at first I was really excited. And then I was kind of like, you know what? I don't need to be doing all that. Like New York City is very nearby to me, but when you drive, it's like 10 miles can take you 2 hours because it's insane. So I almost didn't go because I was like, I don't really need the inventory. It might be cool, but I was afraid it was going to be packed. I didn't need to, it was like an hour drive, which of course ended up being longer because it always is. Whatever. So I almost didn't go, but an old coworker of mine also happens to work for Manic Panic. And so I was like, it's like, hey, are you going to be working that day? He's like, yeah, definitely come. And I was like, okay, cool. Which was ridiculous too, because like when I finally saw him, it was the kind of like, if you ran into each other on the street greeting, like we're like, oh my God, hi, how are you? It's like, how you been doing? How's your hubby? Da, da, da. Okay. And that was, didn't need to travel all that way for this, but I got some stuff. Their prices were not that great. I mean, I guess like for retail pricing, it was great. It was great for personal use stuff, but I don't really need to shop in that manner for personal use stuff anymore, for the most part. So, and it was not packed at all, which was nice, but also like it was kind of disappointing. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I did get. Some fun stuff, but had I known, I wouldn't have made the trip. You know what I mean? I did try to salvage the excursion by stopping at a second shop afterwards, which I will talk about when we get there. So, Manic Panic. I got a few things. So, first I'll show you a couple of these t-shirts that I got. These are really going to be for myself. My bag of stuff here is so like muddled together. Okay. First, I got this little t-shirt. This is just for me. This was $20, which like in hindsight is ridiculous. But in the moment, I thought like $20 was kind of a little on the lower end for stuff that they were charging. And I was like, oh, this is cute and I'll wear it and whatever. I shouldn't have paid $20 for this, but I did. So here we are. It's just a little black baby tee with like a Barbie, which I thought was like goofy. And I like that she's all distressed looking and all that stuff. It is single seam stitching and all that. There's the tag, like no big deal, whatever. I thought it was like kind of kitschy. Like I'm not really like a Barbie kind of girl, although like new Barbie movie, I'm that kind of Barbie girl, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought it was a little goofy and it's just has the type of fit that I like. And it's an old beat up t-shirt and that's like my uniform now. So I got that. That's for me. This second one I paid $8 for, which I think is fine. My boyfriend was like, that's crazy with the stains on it and everything. And I'm like, sweetie, I could sell it with the stains on it for like, I feel like I could sell this for like 40 or 50 bucks shipped, but you'll see. Just a little old vintage t-shirt. I think that like, Essex Pharmacy outing, like I think that it's not like a brand anybody knows, whatever, but I think just the pharmacy thing is funny. Especially because like we're a sober household, so I think it's funny. but it does have some stains down here, and then there's this like cool ink stain up on the shoulder, which I kind of like. So anyway, this is also just for me. This was $8. I might try to soak it to get these stains out, but I'm also not like super worried about it. You know, again, it's just like for me, and it's like a grungy, you know how it is. Distressed t-shirts do really well, and it's a cool vibe, and I like it. So that's cool. All right. So I think that's the only 2 t-shirts I got there. Hold please. Let's see. I've got my purchases from the 2 places I went all mixed up, and it's confusing me, and it's very silly of me to not have prepared this better in advance. Okay, let's see. Almost ready. All right. So the next thing that I got was, there was this little basket of like old panties. I don't know why Manic Panic has panties, but they do. So I got a few pairs of those. They're going to be sold on eBay. There were 2 of these. They were very similar. This one's black with red, as you can see. And this one was marked as $5. So I was like, okay, cool, $5. And you know, it's like not super old, but it's older. Again, I would say these are probably like 80s era, right? Little cute little, remember? And then there was a second pair that were black that did not have a price tag on them. And I was like, oh, I'd assume that they would kind of both be $5 each. She said I could do the 2 for $8. And I was like, okay. So there they are, the black ones, same tag. I won't show you again. Then I got these, which were interesting. These were marked as $5 as well. So these, you can see they're like a metallic bronze, right? Sort of a boy short, although I think they're going to be a little bit more cheeky looking than that. Here's the tag. That's a lingerie brand that does decently. Usually I see that's Blanche by Ralph Montanero. I usually see that as like a nightgown type of thing, so it's cool. I feel like it's a little bit stretched out, but I still think these will do decently. I don't know what that really means, but I'll be able to sell them for a profit. So did I have more panties? I think those were the only panties. Then I got, these are thigh-high stockings, which I thought were cool. So they're new in package, thigh-high fishnetty things, right? That's like a little snap on the bag. How cute is this? I don't actually know how much these were. My total at Manic Panic ended up being, I think, like $85 or something like that, $87, something in that vicinity. So I got these. They had a whole bunch of nylon stockings in the boxes, but there were these 2 women who showed up and were just like, so, you know, fine. I got those. That's cute. And then I also picked these up. I thought they were just fun. Like they'd be cool to wear to style with something. So again, I don't really know how much those were either. All right, next I got these little bra top things, which were really cute, but there's caveats, right? So first I got this pink one. Adorable, you know, obviously like just like that, right? Adorable. It's marked size 5'6", so I figured, okay, size small, that's good. They had another one that was marked size 4 that seemed just too tiny, and this one was $10. And this is Willy Wear by Willie Smith. So I am embarrassed to say that Willie Smith, which is also still, I don't know if it's still a modern clothing brand, but at least in the 90s to 2000s at the very least, if not later, it's been a modern clothing brand. And so I'm used to seeing that later tag. I thought it was the daughter of Will Smith, right? So I was like, ew, Will Smith's daughter is having I thought it was like a Jessica Simpson clothing line. I was like, not my jam. No idea. This is like a male black designer from like the 70s or 80s. Anyway, so it apparently was like a big deal designer. So that being said, do I think this will be $400? No. I mean, this will probably be like $40-50, and it's tiny, but it's adorable, and it's in great condition. It's just very small. So I got that. Then I also got this bustier. So there were 2 of these. This one was marked $3 and the other one was marked $10. And I just thought that somebody was like not paying attention when they were pricing things. So I just grabbed this one, right? And it's really cute. It's like got this very deep plunging like V there. And then when I got home and I was looking at it, I noticed that the price tag said not perfect. But you know, a lot of times places will price things as is and you don't really know what that means. And then I saw, oh, there's a giant hole next to, there's like boning down the front. So it's like the boning that's here and there's a rip right next to it. So I am gonna try and repair it, but I don't know what'll happen. I mean, it's pretty significant. At least I only paid $3 for it, I guess. And also this pulls on over the head, so you stretch it to pull it on, right? And it's also probably pretty small. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. Maybe nothing. It's a shame because it's really cute. I really love the silhouette of it. I just wasn't paying enough attention as usual, right? Then I also got this other little top. So this is more like a 50s or 60s, maybe earlier, I don't know. Little like a swimsuit playsuit kind of top, right? So see how cute that is? And there's no tags or anything in it. This also has boning that goes like right up the center of the chest. And it looks like it ties in the back. It's currently tied in the back. They had this listed as $1. It does need a soak. Other than the soak and some like tearing of the lining on the inside, this is in pretty decent shape. The boning in the boobs is kind of like weird and keeps going off center, but it's one of those things that like, you know, like if you kind of set it in place and then put it on, I think it's okay. You know, you like how you can't tell at all what this is, right? But it's cute. And for $1, not a big deal. And even if I end up selling this for like 10 bucks in a whatnot show, it's adorable. So there's that. Then, let's see, I got some free hair color samples. It's always got to be like some variation of purple because I can't deal with like trying to get rid of one color and add another color in. It's just always going to be some kind of purple, okay? So that's what all those are, pinks, blues, and purples. All right, then, let's see. Move that. The next thing I got, let me see if I can get one of these on for you. I got all of these little crochet gloves, and there's like 80 bajillion pairs of them. Actually, there's 13 pairs. And they feel like they are cotton. They're all marked size medium. And this is what they look like on. So they're very pretty. This is, I don't want to say it's like, I feel like my hands are a smaller size, but they're not tiny. And I probably have long fingers, but the width of my palm is not very large. So these are marked size medium. I made sure that I was able to get them on, and it does seem pretty comfortable. This one I've put on probably more than once, so it's like you can see how shrunken up the other one is. These do definitely, most of them need a soak, but I'm gonna try and dye some of them. I think they're really pretty. I think it should dye super easily and they would be really fun. And I just got so many of them, and these were 50 cents each. So for the 13 pairs, she just charged me $6, which is great. And they have 2 different tags in them. Let me see if this is one with the older tag. Yeah. So, well, I think older. This one has like the little embroidered tag in it, which I thought was really cute. Some of the others, here we go, have more of a paper tag, but they're still all really pretty. So that'll be a fun project. And then the last thing that I got, I intended this to be for me, but it does not fit me comfortably. You know, I can get it on my body, but it's not something I would wear. It's a new old stock gym suit. It's taken out of the bag because I tried it on, but this is really cute. So you can see it's pink and it's all like crispy and folded. It's like a little shorts romper kind of situation, right? That's the real color of it. And it does have a belt here, metal zipper down the front. It's very adorable. This was marked size 12 misses. They had an entire box of these sort of little playsuit things, but they were primarily girls' sizes. This was the only one. Well, this was the largest one I found. They had, I think, like 2 other that were misses sizes, but they were like 6 and 4 or something. And the 12, I think, is really equivalent to a modern size small. I wear a size 8 bottom, and this, like I said, I got it on. It wasn't super comfortable. I think probably more because of the length for me. It was a little too short in the torso for me to feel comfortable. But anyway, so I got that. All of those things together cost me, like I said, I think like $87 or something like that. So I got some stuff, wasn't totally thrilled, but I wouldn't have made the trip out just for that if I had realized, right? But fine, that's what it was. So after that, I decided to go to a place called Beacon's Closet in Brooklyn. Beacon's is one of my favorite. It's a buy sell trade store, meaning that you can take your clothes in and sell them. I mean, it's nominal fees that they pay you for your clothing. I'm sure, like, you know, under $5 usually, unless it's something really phenomenal. But then it's also sort of like a thrift. It's a little more expensive than your standard thrift. And when I was looking at things yesterday, the prices of the majority of the things that I would be interested in ranged from $20 to like $35, which is a little bit high for me to invest in single pieces for resale. Not that it's not worthwhile, it's just I tend to have, I certainly at this point in time have enough inventory that I don't need to invest that much money in a single piece, but I did get a couple of things. Number one, another t-shirt that's for me, and this is a modern t-shirt, which I almost never do, but it's really cute. It's Urban Outfitters. This was $8. Look at that. And it says, "See you in hell." So I thought that was adorable. Very cute. That's just for me. The next thing I got was this shirt. This is a new old stock men's shirt. And it's this, like, you can see this like eyelet fabric. And I paid $18 for this. I recently sold a very similar one on Etsy or eBay, I forget, for like $180. The one that I sold was more of like a solid color, but it was this open eyelet kind of weave with the like the dagger collar thing. So even if I don't do this for $180, I mean, maybe I'll stick it up for that much and give it a shot and see what happens. I will, at a minimum of $130, I'll try and list this for. So I thought that was really cool, right? And then the tag on this, let's see, there we go, Burma. So that. And then the next thing I got, this is maybe for me. I actually haven't tried this on yet. I admit that a large part of this that I fell in love with was the tag. This was $25. They wrote "as is" on the tag, which they do a lot, which makes me nervous because then it's like, okay, where's the giant gaping hole? And I feel like I looked over this pretty decently and didn't find any like glaring flaws, right? Like it's clearly a used garment. So this is a dress. I know it's like a very baby doll shift style dress, right? Obviously the color's like pinky, blue, whatever. Not a silhouette that I typically wear. And maybe I won't keep it. I don't know. We'll see. But here's the tag, French Connection, and it's 100% rayon. So it reminded me so much of like a nice Indian cotton kind of dress. Just like really bohemian and easy and romantic and, you know, I don't know. I don't know that I'll like this silhouette on me, but I do feel like it's probably got good resale value as well. I tried looking up 70s French Connection on the Gem app and a couple of pieces came up, but not quite enough. Like, you know, French Connection, obviously, I don't know if it still exists. It definitely existed like 90s and Y2K, you know, but this was like a cool older tag. I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. So I like that. We'll see. I'll try it on. I'll see if I like it on me. If I don't, I'll sell it. No big deal, but it's nice soft rayon. It's very neat. And then the final piece that I got, this I definitely also got for resale. This was $22, which I felt like was a pretty good price for what this is, right? It's a maxi dress. So pretty flower, you know, right? But this is the winning ticket here. So anything with drama sleeves. So I'm gonna look up comps on this type of thing. Again, like angel wing, bell sleeve type of dress. I feel like another vintage seller that I follow recently sold similar pieces. I forget for a lot. 180, 220, something like that. I don't remember. High. So like I said, I paid $22 for this. I feel like minimum I should be able to get 130 for this. I also have another dress with very similar sleeves that I got from Vintage Stylist Lady. And then another one that has this like dramatic cape kind of attachment that gives a similar effect to the sleeves. So, you know, those are all going to be a lot of fun to list. And it's nice to be able to put it in my Etsy store. And by Etsy, I mean all of them. You know what I'm saying, though. So anyway, that was my little haul. Even with the addition of the Beacon's Closet pieces, I don't know that I would have made the trip out there. I did get a little shortchanged at Beacon's because I had to pay for meter parking, and in New York, they have like all these, you know, digital meters now, like you know, whatever, you pay with the card. So you can't like just renew your time at the meter. You have to like go move somewhere else. So I had 2 hours at the meter. It wasn't really enough time, which I know sounds insane, but the Beacon's Closet is pretty huge. I definitely could have spent a lot more time in there. I got to look through most of the stuff, but there were definitely some areas that I had to like rush to finish when I realized I only had 15 minutes left. And it's absolutely a really cool place to go if it would be a great place to go if I start being much more specific about curating a specific look for Etsy. They always have a really nice vintage selection there. I'm not sure how they do it, if it's just literally because they're in an area of Brooklyn where there's a lot of people who wear vintage, or if they work in some other way to curate that vintage selection. They do tend to have things from like, you know, 40s and up in there pretty frequently, and they have a really nice selection. It was nice. It's just, you know, it's more than I am happy paying per piece. I feel like I get pretty fabulous pieces, not as easily. Like, it's definitely a much higher ratio of stuff like I showed you, you know, than what I would normally walk away with. But I don't, you know, it's a nice resource. It's just, it's a pain to get to, and it's a lot of money to spend per piece when I don't feel like I'm at a point right now where I need to do that. So anyway, that's all the stuff that I found. My little haul. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you think that I'm being like too critical of the whole trip. It was a very exhausting day because the ride back from the city, oh my gosh, was brutal. Coming through Manhattan, they had all these road closures. So everywhere the GPS was trying to route me, the road was closed. And then it was like, okay, take the next right. Road was closed. Take the next right. Road was closed. Over and over and over again. So my ride home ended up being at least an hour and a half. I forget if it was longer or not. It was just, I was so worn out by the time I got home. And also everybody was driving like very aggressively. Like if lanes were merging, people were like coming up around the outside to like cut in at the last minute, and like 6 people would do that. It was awful. I hated it. I wanted to be very violent towards a lot of people, and it's a good thing that I do not own a weapon. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I will see you again soon.